Gotta fix a few things. It's really small. Let's see. Let's make you a little bit bigger. Chat is important. That way should make you smaller. I can't make you smaller, can I? Yeah. Oh, I can't. It's too small. That's good. All right. Oh, well, hey everybody. I should be doing Ori and the Will of the Wisps, but I got myself a little too distracted with following some stuff for Horizon Zero Dawn and watching some stuff from Digital Foundry, and my ADD is kicked in, and I'm gonna start a little bit through Horizon Zero Dawn before I do Ori and the Will of the Wisps, just because I'm curious about this game. 2020 has been a little bit of like me putting off a lot of the games that I've what's it called, not played for a while. I wanted to play but haven't. But seeing the new sequel come out, it's kind of got me kicked out. Got me like a little bit excited just to try this one out, and to play it because it looks interesting. But I hesitated a little bit because the jank that was experienced during the launch, like watching the initial like Digital Foundry review, was like, this game, it doesn't even adhere to the resolutions, it doesn't even do the settings right, it forces you to do on paths you don't really want to, weird animation timings, frame rates, to just overall like characters translating weird cutscenes. It's a really bad PC port. But Guerrilla Games, just from what I've seen and just pulling some people on Twitter and asking some people on my Steam friend list and on Discord, it seems like it's fixed. And even like Digital Foundry put like a what's it called, a follow-up video for patch, looking at the updates since patch 10 point, what's it called, 1.10, and now we're on like 1.11, maybe even 1.12 now, I forgot, but quite a bit. So I'm gonna jump in. I think now's the time. I've always been a fan of dinosaurs, and like kind of mechanized animals sounds really cool, and like they seem very interesting. So I'm gonna pop in. It's gonna be a really short stream because I have to do work like in a couple of minutes. Yeah, in about 30 minutes. It's gonna be a hard stop, but let's see if we can get past a little bit of the intro here. Feel free to guide me on things when it comes to what's it called? If I miss something, it's a good story beat, or if you think I should do something beforehand. I'm not. Yeah, I'll probably refrain from like big story like reveals or something like that. That might kind of, you know. I mean, I tend to be a person who likes what's it called? Who doesn't get really too flustered so much about like, you know, backseating, or what's it called, backseating, but like spoilers, because sometimes also the journey's fun, but it's also fun just kind of going in a little bit and kind of exploring the beats myself a little bit, but definitely want to like help if people are able to fill me in on like the little nuances of lore, or if I miss something. That's perfectly fine for me. But yeah, let's go ahead and without, let me just adjust this here. I'm like really far, I'm like really far on the, not really center of the frame. But yeah, let's just kind of go into this, see how it goes, and yeah, let's have some fun. Right. I gotta switch over to this one screen because it's like messed up. Alright, I'm just gonna do normal. I think if I did a new game plus, maybe I might do hard depending on how it is, but Aloy! Aloy! I did watch like the automatic cutscene a little bit, so I'm also trying to say this frame rate's way bad because it looks really choppy.
Oh, that's a lot of berries. You're quite the gatherer, aren't you, little Bast? Now go and see if you can find some more,
It's a good looking blueberries.
Well done. That's a good boy.
Oh, she wants to join the kids.
Children, come with me. She's an outcast, to be sure.
Well, I thought she was a nicer person.
There. Oh, come on. There.
Oh. As someone with kids breaks my heart. Those sausage fingers there. Dumb little things. Oh.
Rost! Down here! Rost! Rost! He won't hear me. Some kind of cave?
They do the they do the little kid thing fairly well looking. I do have a small kid about her age. She's a little older looking. But the way she acts and the way she gets upset is very similar to. Let's go this way. How my own like 5-year-old. It will be 6. I said, what? X.
Looks tight, but I can get through.
Okay. Next.
This must be a ruin of the metal world. One of the old places.
I'm also going into this game a little bit dark on like very little known, so I'm really intrigued by this concept of the metal world and where this thing what happened. I mean, may not explain, but it's pretty cool. Mind me if I explore a little bit. This is really cool. The game looks good so far, but I think the frame rate's really bad on your side. Let me see if I can cap at it. Let's see here. Let's maybe knock some things out. Let's see here. The cap at 60 will make a bit of difference. Let's keep that. Alright, that makes a little bit of a better difference here. But this is the menu. Alright, capping at 60 looks like it's doing a little bit better. My monitor, I have an Eve Spectrum, so I can go up like to 144. And I was thinking just like using like DLSS, not DLSS, but G-Sync to keep it looking nice, but if it stays at a cap 60 here, that should be fine. Looks like the stream's a little bit better here for you guys. I think that variable refresh is what really kills it seems like. Up a little bit drop, but let's see how it goes. Let me know in the stream a little bit if it gets super duper choppy. Okay. Let's take the review. I don't know why this gives me like Destiny vibes. It really feels like Destiny. I mean, not like the world itself, but like just like this. Like when you're exploring areas like have been abandoned since the Golden Age in Destiny. Like thousands of years or something like that since like the darkness first came. Isn't that? How plant growth is just kind of overridden it, but you're so filled with questions about what happened there.
Ross said never go in places like this.
Why never go?
But I have to find a way out.
Stop the beds. Or cupboards. Some sounds like medical facilities of some sort. Like a medical scanner. There's waiting bags. If I want to roleplay, there's something a 5-year-old would not be. It's probably still be at the very beginning, just being really scared. What's that? I'm like, I'm being stupid. I'm thinking like if I move my head like this, I can look around the, I forget which one. Stalactite or stalagmite. Which one grows to the ceiling? Which one grows to the ground? I want to go down there, but I'm not sure I can. Can we roll? Nope. That's curious. I don't know what that's for. Let's go this way. No other door this way. Back here? No. Whoop. That looks like a finger or something in the water. I was leaning in really far. I should not be leaning in so far. I'm totally screwed. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. It's really hard to capture small people, children in an adult world without making people feel like they're too big. Oh, 1 second. My daughter woke up. My 5-year-old. Soon to be 6 this year. So, ouch. About the same age as Aloy. Or Aloy? Sorry if I'm gonna get this name mixed up. I'm gonna call her like the wrong thing, you know. Oh, let's scare my 5-year-old to death. It's gonna be a death. It's over here. She's moving really slow. Slow and cautious.
There's something up ahead.
There's a light of some sort. I'm just like super curious about this place.
What's that? A dead person.
Ooh, that's pretty gross. But they're looking up to the ground. Or while they were. Oof, girl. She's gonna break an ankle doing that. Don't go
There's
close.
something shiny there.
That sound. It's gonna be the bats. Oh, gross! Don't touch it. really expect the head to be like, just look at her or something like that. That's pretty well stuck.
Oh. Lights. Everywhere. How does he do this?
That's cool. Also, it's very interesting to notice, I'm just watching a little bit of my frame rate counter, that the frame rate drops during the cutscenes, but it's okay here. Ish. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can adjust this a little bit more so you guys get it better. It's too balanced. Oh, quality, but let's see here. I think resolution's probably the big thing I need to change. But let's just sever through the cutscenes a little bit to keep the 60 here. I'll have to play around. I'll have to play around that a little bit later, just to see if it. Oh well. Let me know if it's unbearable. I do want 60, but it doesn't even be 60 like. Ooh, I know there's a map here. Is that where I came in? Oh, it's supposed to be in the first room. Oh, I didn't realize the map. Map feature found. Get an achievement for that. Let's see here. Let's see here. This will probably ruin things a little bit. I think maybe if I did balanced. Let's keep it here. This is really cool. What? So I'm really curious. This means that she's like, now that they're like AR displays, something AR like functions that are being. This is like mixed reality. Let me lean back a little bit in my chair. Okay. Oof. I love that tumble they do. These are big steps, and she is a little person. It's pretty cool.
A metal door. Closed. Maybe this device I found can help.
Use the device to scan the room. There's a package here. Coordinate compass. Alright. Oh, okay, I
More
see.
lights.
It's a conduit. Power cable.
A shape. It's connected to the door
Code
somehow.
Nexus. Secure encryption port with holographic display shows required settings for nearby hollow locks. Power cable reinforced palladium. Palladium, I think that's what it is. Palladium? 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 No, platinum. Platinum. I'm so stupid. It's platinum. Platinum conductors. Isn't this one? Reinforced platinum conductors. No, hollow lock. That's a hollow lock. Electromagnetic security mechanism with static holographic, standard holographic UI interface available. Oh, is that a map? The rats show up. I can tag it. There you go. So now I know where you guys are the whole time. There you are. It's all jumbled though. So it must be due to corruption. I feel like this is gonna be used a lot for like collecting like collectibles and things. Pharaoh. What's here? Data shows required setting for nearby hololocks. That's a hololock. Okay. Match the pattern.
It changed color.
Oh, untag. It's interesting. I mean, they have the hololock. They have their security code right there, the password in plain sight. It doesn't seem. What's it called? Very secure, unless.
The door changed color too.
I imagine every single little tag thing probably has a different security clearance, and so people with security clearances may be able to see the holographic password. Open the door.
It did it.
I think for next stream I'll down sample it down to 1440. Just make sure we maintain a good 60 frames per second. Just now I was gonna mess everything up with the stream deck and collectibles. I want collectibles. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's animals. Interesting. What are these collectibles? Can I get them? There are things I get. Maybe I can revisit this place. That's sometimes I'm not a. I'm probably a 100%er in my heart, in reality, but gosh, it's like I don't want to be, but I get really bad sometimes in these kind of games when there's a lot of story. I want to consume as much story as possible. So that's where I get my FOMO of just like really wanting to get everything, so I collect everybody's story, read the whole book and everything. I don't want to miss a page. What's that? Another rat.
What's that?
Ah.
You think I want it this way? It's the best I can do. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Show me. Show me again.
I can do. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
That's sweet. Though it does feel like there's something else going on there. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something else going on. I do like the way they make her, like the way she repeats the words. That's very 5-year-old. Anything in here? No. More animals outside. Always creepy dead bodies. I would be creeped out. The door. Yeah, my 5-year-old repeats stuff like that too when I say things to her. Oh, squeeze the gap. Boom. So I could go there, but why go there when you can go here? What's over here? I'm the curious 5-year-old. Oh, another thing. Let me see.
Well, happy New Year, dear diary. Can you believe we actually celebrated last night? Well, we did. Kind of. Director Evans invited everyone to gather in the community room. Don't know where she got the party hats. That was a ghoulish touch. So there we sit, watching the clock tick down to midnight, and I'm thinking, am I the only one who gets the symbolism of this? It might have been worth it if Skylar had gotten drunk again, but I seem to be a mistake she doesn't want to repeat.
Skylar. It's people. What was that person's name again? Connor? Or, yeah, Connor. Connor Chasen. Who's us? Full stop.
I saw them lining up in the community room. Like cattle in a slaughterhouse, but smiling at each other. Shauna handing out meds like being alive is some kind of pain to be eased.
Like what I mean.
Well, not me. I don't want to go quiet. I don't want to trail off. I want a period at the end of my life sentence, not an ellipses. Hell, an exclamation mark. So if that upsets whoever finds this, too bad. I don't know anyone, anything, anymore.
Well, it's not sunshine and roses in this place. Something's going on here. What do I get weird, like... yeah, like Destiny XO, or like... what's it called? What's the, oh, I could think the game was like, you go underwater, like underwater, and... Soma? Yeah, I get like some weird Soma vibes here. Like, are the actual animal machines people? That's that'd be really creepy. Like the robot animals are actually people's conscious and are actually killing people. That'd be a nice twist. It'd be a really morbid twist, but be a good twist. Like, it's the whole like Soylent Green's made of people, I think, to a point maybe. Oh, there's Skylar.
Why did they die here?
That's a good point.
What happened to them?
Hello. Mia. Says the girl. What I said about drunk.
Shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbid to shine. But God who called me here below will be
There's Connor.
I mean, seriously? Record our thoughts for posterity? Great idea, Director Evans. Like I haven't done enough for posterity already. Like I wouldn't be here like this if not for posterity. I'm done with posterity. Posterity can go. And pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. I mean, death. I'm sorry. It's been a while. And well, these meds Johnny gave us are really something. So, okay, from the top, kids. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun
Awesome.
full there to shine. Look at Machu Picchu. Always wanted to see that. Never did. Why didn't I go with Owen when he asked? Stupid. Should have gone. Well,
Sick of-
and maybe that's all I need, you know? That moment the door opens and you
It almost feels like a death cult of some sort as well.
That retro wave dress and the way you smile. I had to look away or you were gonna see on my face what had just blossomed inside me, you know. It was just an instant, but I knew we'd be forever.
I knew we'd be forever. Oh, he's the prayer guy. Oh, this is weird. But so cool at the same time. Alright. Alright, I think let's get out of this cave and then I'll kind of call it for the first stream here.
Down here! I'm coming! I'm coming!
The rat. I'm missing anything. Let's see here. It's 2 floors.
I'll be right there!
Mother be praised. Come, girl. Take my hand. You don't belong down there. Come.
That's when the frame rate drops. Sorry, guys.
Such places are forbidden, Aloy.
I fell in.
They are of the metal world. What is that on your face?
Nothing.
Did you find it down there?
No.
Give it to me.
No.
Aloy, such things are dangerous.
No!
I will say he's very good at his patience.
Well, if you're gonna go sneaking away from home, you'll need to know how to survive in the wild. Come, Aloy. Home now. But starting tomorrow, you will learn to hunt.
She has a jaunt about her. It's really cute. It's like how my parents look at me when I'm using technology.
What do they mean?
Take your bow. Enough muttering to that plaything. We
That's
descend to the valley now.
I would love to have something like that.
Follow.
I will admit though, it's kind of like idea of like seeing like those holographic things. You
The
just run,
wilds can be dangerous, Aloy.
you know, just like without a.
Stay close.
It's kind of
Do as I
silly.
say.
I know.
Now,
As someone who
you're
worked a
still
lot in
scratching
AR,
your feet
VR, I
falling
do
into this
admit that like
So let's start there.
not having
Take
context
this
of what people are
medicine pouch.
doing
I'll show you how
from
to
the
fill it.
outside looks really weird. It does look kind of weird. It's just odd.
See this plant over here? It's called south brush. Come, gather its berries in your
I'm gonna
pouch.
save it here, and we're gonna come back. So, okay. So I'm gonna quit hoping it's gonna save. I'm gonna cross my fingers. So I was gonna pause it right here for now. But yeah, that's all AR stuff. Like I mean, I used to work for quite a few years for like Sony and well, still do technically. But it kind of seemed like just like other branches and. I did a lot of AR stuff and did a lot of VR things as well for other companies here in Japan. But yeah, I'll admit, even like VR QA stuff, it does look really weird when you don't have the context of what the person's doing. And I am, if we want to get a bit, I'm very happy going to this discussion about UX and kind of like the future of like AR and VR stuff and my opinion on it. Because that's kind of where my field a lot, where I've been working a lot with and still love. I mean, I think VR is so cool. I love it. AR's got its own things. Like I think more like the mixed reality thing with like HoloLens. It's like more like what we're seeing with her. That stuff is super cool. HoloLens, hands down, has blown my mind. I haven't used HoloLens 3, but I did use HoloLens. Like the first one first came out, my company bought one. We started playing around with it. I developed a few things for it, and that is really cool. HoloLens is really cool. I mean, it's like it was one of those things where like I got to it, and it's like this is everything I expected and a little more. Like it is exactly what I expected, but like the impact of it was not really. That I didn't expect, and how actually like it felt to have things augmented in the world around me, or mixed, I would say, you know, in the world around me, but have the headset on, but be a little more free and not kind of like restrained to like a external screen like that, you know. I mean, essentially it's the same thing with like just on the two eyes, but that was really cool. And I would like to see more of that. I think I would love to get my hands on like a HoloLens 3 when they come out, but we're still quite a ways away. But it does look like with the where we are with pushing towards corporate enterprises and like applications, I think that's perfect. Like just gosh, I can only imagine like being an engineer or something like that and be able to use HoloLens to provide manuals and guidance for working on airplane engines or something like that, like with I think the collaboration they did with JAL and stuff like that, and training. It's just so cool. On top of the gaming things, like they're a little like we're not there yet, but even the game they had, like where it was like things were coming outside the wall, it's like it was really cool. It worked really well. I think the biggest takeaway from like HoloLens and stuff like that has to be what is it? The game's like dropping frames like crazy. So let's go ahead and quit this thing so that there you go. Look at those frames. It has to be like that mixed the tracking of the places around you. And I don't know if I know there was a collaboration like when Windows did their mixed reality API. You're loud. Let's see here. I'll turn it down. Yeah, when Microsoft did their mixed reality like API and their own headsets, that was really a game changer because like it's like no more base stations, no more like setting a bunch of lighthouses up. Yeah, sure, it gives you better coverage, but to be able to get spatial awareness of just like where you are and like be able to track and like translate that into like movement, so you don't have to worry about setting all that up and all. It's just basically like a HDMI and USB plug, and that's it. What's a game changer? I think people like look towards like Oculus and Valve, what they're doing, like, oh, no more lanterns, but like I think Microsoft did a huge job in pioneering that and kind of getting that technology out there. I think working with, don't quote me on this one because I'm probably incorrect, but working with like Oculus to kind of help them integrate that properly in their headsets in order to get that into the mainstream now, like with the Quest, which is like hands down, I think the best mainstream VR headset. I mean, there's better VR headsets out there, period. I mean, I know that the Varo, my boss keeps talking about, it's really good. But that's like, what is it? Really expensive? It's like 4K or something that per eye or something that is like full thing. For consumer level product, that's not obtainable at all and not even practical. So I completely scratched that off the board. That's enterprise, that's like business, that's like military people, which is great. Let's get that technology out there, perfect it in that space. But for consumers, the Quest is really good. Really, really good. Well, I can go more. If you want, let me know in the comments if you want to wax more and talk more about the VR stuff and how I want to see the VR thing when I think about VR stuff and what's my favorite game, because I got one which I'd love to play with you guys if it's possible. I do have a Rift 1, but I just don't want to sit there. Again, I don't want to set all the headset things up. And I think, unfortunately, I need to confirm this, but maybe I can get the Rift, borrow the Rift S from my office because I think anyone's using it. But like, I don't think it translates over. It's like Quest games, if I remember correctly, because the marketplaces don't go over. So if you bought something for the Rift, it doesn't translate to the Quest, so far as I know, in their marketplace. So you have to rebuy it or something if you want to. But Lone Echo's the one game I just hands down the best VR experience I've had. People talk about Half-Life Alyx with all this stuff. I haven't played it, so I can't judge, but it's not my kind of VR experience. Like, okay, I shouldn't do this. I mean, for me, VR is about, I like cockpit sims. I mean, I love sitting in a cockpit and just being transported somewhere, you know. I don't have to be the protagonist who's like shooting all the bad guys or something like that, but I just love being semi-casual experience where it's just like I'm just there, you know. Like that's what sims like. And I think this world's like the cockpit sims, like Elite Dangerous is one really good example. Flight sims not there at all, just because flight sims, like, there's too many levers and buttons you have to press, and that's the one where I just don't know how they'll ever get beyond without actually having actual finger tracking to be able to flip switches. That's a hard one. I think you'd be able to headset on, but you'll have to like lose a little bit of the fidelity because you won't be able to use the mouse and keyboard as well as you really want to really immerse yourself. But for Elite Dangerous, where you can have like a HOTAS set up, I think, and the way the UI and the things around it is geared towards that. They have everything kind of set where it's like the UI and the user experience is kind of geared towards where it's like a VR augmented reality thing where it's a future sci-fi, so they have that ability to make it that way. Where like Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane, it looks really cool being about it. It gives a huge amount of fidelity and like a real immersion into the game. But or that the problem is you have all like the interface with which you interact with the machine that you're piloting is very physical. It's not meant for augmented reality. It's not designed for that. So you have to give up a little bit of the immersion, because with where we are in current technology, you can't do one for one versus like a sci-fi or maybe like a other kind of setting where you have that ability to make a machine or pilot something that has an experience that's kind of designed with the concept of someone having a virtual interface, or like some kind of UI where like you're using motions that are like, you know, either gestures or head type thing, tracking type things where things pop up. And then from there you can use whatever limited buttons you have on the controller or HOTAS to interact with those things, you know. And it feels natural. It feels more one-to-one, you know. Elite's big problem is that, from a VR sense, is that, and it's not the biggest one, which is really hard, it's also really breaking, is that it wasn't designed solely for VR. So like the body's like stuck, and basically if you move your head away, so like it's like as if my body didn't move, but my head can move around with the virtual thing, so the head becomes like a disembodied head, and that's really bad when it comes to user experience in a VR game. It breaks the immersion instantly, because then like you just look down and you're like, oh, okay, I can see my body, it's great, and then all of a sudden I move over to the side like this, and it's like, oh, see my body over there. You know, or like over here, sorry. And then you can see like the hole in the neck, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just a body in a chair, versus like, you know, they should have the body kind of move around a little bit, you know. And I would say even sacrifice the clipping through the chair in order to, because it's supposed to be a sit down experience. I would say if a person walks around and does whatever, it's fine. That's the other person. You can't really, but you need to like say, okay, you know, you're expected to be sitting in a chair, have a HOTAS, and have it so that if the character's moving like her person, the chair's moving like this, have the person move in the chair that, and then have the IK to be able to be like that the body moves with the body moves with the chair, you know. So if you have like the armrest, it would kind of move and deform a little bit, you know. And I almost would say even like allow head stretching a little bit, you know. And they could also do things like other games do, like when you go out of like the expected boundaries, it kind of like, it does, not a penalty type thing, but like it has some kind of like things saying, hey, you're kind of like going out of our range. Like they do something, I think with the Elite, where like maybe it's like, who is it? Cortana. Their voice assistant could say something like, what's it called? You're going out of visual range or something like that, and you know, and it shuts all the UI elements off or something like that, or like it dims the lights down or something like that, where it kind of, and then maybe like your body fades, like the body of your person fades or something, or they could do a transition if they really want to make it like for VR, with like VR in mind. I think that'd be really cool, you know, or they could have an in-world reason that would signal to the players. This is like part of maybe a UX designer for VR a little bit. It's how do we make it like so that the person feels moving up and being a judge of this like other people. And, I think that there's lots of ways they could do when they make a game more VR centric, to like say, hey guys, how can you make it a world? Because like you think about it, like in this cockpit, you know, you move out, and you know, if your physical body's not in range, like, you know, why would they show the UI? So you can have like maybe like the spotlight on the cockpit dims or like that, and like the UI kind of elements, you know, can go like close down or something like that as you maybe like I'll sit, and then maybe it turns on UI elements around you, where like you as someone walk around not sitting in the captain's chair would be more relevant to you. So then you can walk around and maybe look at your ship armaments or inventory on a separate screen kind of on the side. And that's when they could incorporate the room space thing, you know. Or just kind of like, you know, because again, also there's parts that's, I would say like VR plus, you know, and without quoting a phrase, where like, or those are like going above and beyond. I think that in some ways they could just have it so, the first thing I would do for them is to tell them just to find a way to signal to the player, an in-game way to signal to the player that they're going out of the expected range to pilot the ship, you know, and it kind of encourages them to get back into the captain's seat and stay seated, you know, as would a real life ship in that case be, you know, where it's like you could skip and move, but like there'd be incentives to know, hey, you're actually where you're supposed to be. You know, and when you move out of that area, it kind of signals to you in a proper user experience way or user interface way of just like, hey, you're out of the expected or the optimal area. We are shutting down operations until you move back, you know. You could be like shipped in autopilot or something like that, you know. That takes extensive thing. And the problem by that, the secret I have right now is most companies are not really willing to invest a lot into VR, you know, to make it good. That's my dirty little like opinion on things, because like it's just, I think for a lot of companies VR is a gimmick, and it's like like 3D was for TVs. Like, we're just gonna add it here just because we can do it. You know, I don't think a lot of companies, even Valve, I might get in trouble for saying that, are that invested in VR. I think they have people on their team that are, but as a corporate entity, I think as a project managers and project things, it doesn't be a priority because it's not their job to push VR forward. But I think without really having much like active, you know, experience now, I just feel like there's a big push for. They're not really that they're leading and kind of getting developers to kind of get on board and push things. They're just kind of, hey, here's an example. You guys do your thing, which is good. But I feel like we still need more some VR champions, because I don't want Metaverse to be the old VR experience. Their hardware is very good, but I mean, I don't think Meta's gonna really take off as much. Heard it now. Let me eat my words later. But I do think Oculus is doing a very good job about hitting the mainstream. And if we can get that mainstream back on like on PCs and hardware and kind of push it forward, like Valve, like something we see like Half-Life Alyx or like with Lone Echo, you know, I think it'd be pretty cool. That'd be better kind of direction rather than kind of going. I don't know. Might as well get the hardware. Good quality hardware, good quality experiences, you know. To the masses, you know, so because VR is so unique, it tells an experience that you can never get anywhere else. It's special. AR, AR is cool, but AR is, again, it's a whole unique beast, and the way you tell stories with AR is totally different than VR. But anyway, I'll probably save this for another podcast, which is the talking head thing or something like that. But anyway, well, a little Horizon Zero Dawn today and a little bit of VR. So, yeah, tell me what you think about VR. Do you like it or not? Or, you know, where do you see it going? You know, do you think it has a future still? Let me know in the comments. Again, you know, yeah, I just want to get some discourse going. I'm curious about this. And let me know if you want to hear more and talk more about this stuff. I'd be happy to.